Welcome to the daily English news program on Azərbaycan Television with the most important events of the day. I'm your host, Rövşən. On October 10th, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken made a phone call to President Ilham. During the telephone conversation, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken characterized the recent meetings as positive steps towards a sustainable peace agreement. In this regard, the importance of meetings held at the level of foreign ministers in Geneva and heads of state in Prague was emphasized. The Secretary of State also noted the importance of the meeting held between the representatives of Azerbaijan and Armenia at the White House at the initiative of the U.S. President's National Security Advisor, Jake Sullivan, evaluating the return of 17 Armenian prisoners by Azerbaijan as a positive step. Antony Blinken said that the United States is ready to provide support in the delimitation of borders, opening of transport lines and determination of the fate of missing persons, as well as solving other humanitarian issues. At the same time, the Secretary of State touched upon the importance of conducting negotiations over the peace agreement within a specific time frame. He appreciated the discussions on ensuring the rights and security of ethnic Armenian residents living in Karabakh. Antony Blinken noted the discovery of a mass grave in Azerbaijan and expressed his condolences to the head of state. In his turn, President Ilham positively assessed the first bilateral meeting between foreign ministers of Azerbaijan and Armenia in Geneva. The head of state also expressed hope that the statement adopted as a result of the meeting held in Prague will contribute to the peace process. President Ilham expressed his belief that if Armenia shows political will, a peace agreement can be signed by the end of this year. At the same time, the head of state touched upon the meetings held between the representatives of Azerbaijan and Armenia at the initiative of both Antony Blinken and Jake Sullivan, evaluating them as steps towards peace. The president of Azerbaijan reminded that more than 3,900 of our compatriots were considered missing persons after the First Karabakh War, and noted the importance of Armenia providing information on the location of mass graves. President Ilham asked the U.S. Secretary of State to use his capabilities to help resolve this issue. The head of state said that the International Committee of the Red Cross has certain information about the locations of some mass graves based on witness statements and other information. The meeting also discussed the future development of Azerbaijan-U.S. relations. On October 10th, President Ilham received credentials of the newly appointed Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, Fergus Auld.
Ambassador Fergus Auld presented his credentials to President Ilham Aliyev. The head of state then spoke with the ambassador, expressing gratitude for learning Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev said it's the demonstration of ambassadors' respect to our culture and language. The head of state expressed confidence that during the stay in our country, Ambassador Fergus Auld will have an opportunity to discover Azerbaijan more and will contribute substantially to the future development of our cooperation. Noting that the parties should look beyond energy and consider other areas such as trade turnover, tourism, people-to-people contacts, the head of state said for many years, UK and Azerbaijan demonstrated high level of political dialogue, respect to mutual interests and close cooperation in different areas. UK is the biggest and Western strategic partner of Azerbaijan, emphasized President Ilham Aliyev, and said that the ambassador starts his activity after the resolution of Karabakh conflict when the situation in the region is completely changed. Our position is very clear. We not only articulated but publicly made several important proposals which may lead to a long-lasting peace, stability, security and normal neighborhood, and we count on the support of the UK government, said President Ilham Aliyev. Ambassador Fergus Auld thanked President Ilham Aliyev for visiting the UK embassy to offer condolences on behalf of the people of Azerbaijan over the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Recalling the second anniversary of the terrible rocket attack on the city of Ganja on October 10th, British ambassador expressed condolences to the families of those who died on that tragic day and also to the relatives of those who lost their lives in the war 2 years ago and in landmine explosions after the fighting ended. Great Britain wishes to achieve peace in the region as soon as possible, stressed Fergus Old. The ambassador said that on his first visit to Azerbaijan as a student of the Azerbaijani language, he lived with a local family in the city of Ganja for 6 weeks, and the warm welcome and hospitality of the Azerbaijani people captivated him. At the end of the meeting, President İlham touched on the paths both countries had passed, with the UK ambassador speaking Azerbaijani and Azerbaijani president talking in English, with both parties understanding each other.
President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, İlham held a one-on-one meeting with Prime Minister of the Republic of Moldova, Natalia Gavrilitsa, who arrived in Azerbaijan for an official visit.
Hello. Good morning. Such an honor and a pleasure.
Welcome.
Yes.
Welcome.
Good to be here.
Speaking at the meeting, President of Azerbaijan İlham Aliyev expressed confidence that the visit will be very successful and will strengthen the bilateral cooperation. The head of state expressed confidence that both sides will work on ways to step up the cooperation in the coming years. Noting that one of the important issues on the global agenda is energy security and that these issues have already been addressed through representatives, the head of state added that the current situation and what needs to be done to start cooperation in those areas will also be discussed. Thanking the head of state for the opportunity to meet Prime Minister of Moldova, Natalia Gavrilitsa, said over the past year and a half, through numerous visits, they have been witnessing a revival in the relations. Prime Minister Natalia Gavrilitsa stressed that political, economic, and humanitarian relations have been very close and improved, but the potential is greater. And therefore she expressed her sincere wish to meet not only with the Prime Minister and relevant ministers, but also with the business community.
Prime Minister of Moldova, Natalia Gavrilitsa, who is on the official visit to Azerbaijan, visited the grave of the nation-wide leader Heydar Aliyev at the Alley of Honor. Prominent ophthalmologist, academician Zayef Aliyeva was also commemorated. The Alley of Martyrs, where Azerbaijani heroes who died for their country's independence and territorial integrity rest, was also visited. Bunches of flowers and wreaths were placed on the graves of the martyrs in the Martyrs complex and in front of the Internal Flame Monument. Prime Minister Ali Asadov met with visiting Prime Minister of Moldova, Natalia Gavrilitsa. The sides expressed satisfaction with development of Azerbaijan-Moldova relations on various directions. The importance of the meeting of the Joint Intergovernmental Commission on Economic Cooperation held in Baku was emphasized. Expansion of Moldova-Azerbaijani trade economic relations, mutual investment opportunities and establishment of business ties, as well as prospects for cooperation in various fields was discussed. Chair of the Milli Meclis Saiba Gafarova met with Prime Minister of Moldova, Natalia Gavrilitsa. Talking about the current state of relations between Azerbaijan and Moldova, the speaker touched upon the friendly and partnership relations. The chair of the Milli Meclis informed the Moldovan Prime Minister about the war crimes committed by Armenia during the 30 years of occupation. At the same time, the guest was told about the steps taken to reconstruct Karabakh. Expressing satisfaction with her first official visit to Azerbaijan and being in the Milli Meclis, the Moldovan Prime Minister talked about the development of high-level relations between the two countries in the last year and a half. She said that her country highly values friendly relations with Azerbaijan. The fourth meeting of Azerbaijani-Moldovan Joint Intergovernmental Commission on Commercial and Economic Cooperation took place. During the meeting held prior to the session, the dynamic development of ties in all spheres of the economy, as well as in the field of agriculture of both countries, was emphasized, and the possibilities of cooperation in all areas were discussed. During the meeting of the Commission, which was attended by members of the governments of both countries, Minister of Agriculture Ilham informed about the reliable and profitable business environment and reforms in Azerbaijan. Moldovan entrepreneurs were urged to assess the investment opportunities of Azerbaijan. A final protocol was signed on expanding cooperation between both countries in all areas. The positions of the Azerbaijani army were subjected to fire. According to the information by the Defense Ministry, on the evening hours of October 9th, the Armenian Armed Forces units from the positions in the directions of the Yukhari Zagalı, Istisu, Yukhari Shorja and Jil settlements of the Basar-Kechar region, using various caliber weapons, subjected to fire the Azerbaijan army positions stationed in the directions of Ali Bayramli, Istisu and Zaylik settlements of Kelbecer district and Novaivanovka settlement of the Gedebey district. The Azerbaijan army units stationed in these directions took adequate measures. New mines were found in Kelbecer and Daşkəsən. As a result of the Azerbaijan Army's engineer sapper units demining activities, from October 8th to date, 63 PMN-E anti-personnel mines, 89 PMN-2 anti-personnel mines, and 1 OZM-72E anti-personnel fragmentation mine recently detected in the territory of the Kelbecer and Daşkəsən districts were neutralized. Necessary activities on engineering support are underway in the liberated territories. That was all for the day. Thank you for being with us and see you next time.